We are photosensitive creatures. Show us a light, and we're drawn to it. Make that light a little bit mysterious, and we're hooked. This is Volume by United Visual Artists. A grid of columns lined with LEDs, light-emitting diodes. The sort of thing you see used on information display boards. Somehow, the columns seemed to know that I was there, but I couldn't work out how. UVA are a diverse collective of artists, graphic designers and computer whiz-kids. They learned all about the power of light to move people by designing dazzling backdrops for bands like Massive Attack. More recently, they've revisited that old favourite, the fairground mirror. But this mirror shows you the way you were, rather than the way you are. And they've also branched out into intriguing light and sound sculptures like Volume.
So there's 46 columns, and each column has its own speaker. So essentially it's an orchestra of light and sound, which is activated by the viewer.
You can clearly see these light-emitting columns, but how they work, how they're influenced by your presence, how the sound is coming out, it's completely mysterious.
You see people doing things, so you see people jumping up and down or waving their hands up and down, and the machine doesn't really respond to those cues. It's just purely how far you are from the column. I guess you could say they're like experiments in creating some kind of force field that makes people do things.
Are they drawn to the light? Is that why?
Yeah, so definitely. I think people are naturally, on a primal level, attracted to light, like moths to a light bulb. I guess we've come to this point where we've kind of simplified what we do, because in its very nature, I think light communicates in a way that doesn't need words or imagery. And it's an emotional communication, much like music in its purest form.
I love this blend of physics and, sort of with metaphysics. This is what we're really talking about. Whenever we talk about light, there's always this side to it. You're describing a secular world, a very secular experience, computers and technology and all this stuff and performance. But you're also describing a quite primitive and basic requirement for people to be drawn to light.
It's almost like, again, going back to the primeval sort of tribal experience where you're dancing around a fire and you're experiencing this euphoria. But in a sense, we're trying to recreate that.